Welcome everybody. So today we're going to be talking about the Game of Thrones Season 6, Episode 9 theories, predictions, things that may occur in this episode. So today, basically there's a lot of things that are going on in Game of Thrones right now. Stories are kind of all over the place right now, but ultimately I think there's going to be a couple interesting things that are going to happen today or tonight. First, I want to say, Dorne, you're in the first episode, mentioned in second, and then you're not talked about anymore. So, what's going on with Dorne? So, Dorne is planning something. Could be something having something to do with Cersei's trial. So, that may be something that comes up. Whenever Cersei is having her trial, and she tries to be the Mad Queen and burn the whole place down. They may be getting attacked by Dorne. Dorne isn't too far away from King's Landing, so it's not impossible that it could happen, especially this late into the season. I know this is 2016 Bastard Bowl that everybody's anticipating. So there's that possibility. So Dorne may attack during Cersei's trial, or have something planned. For Cersei, on the other hand, I do think has a trick up her sleeve with that Dragonfire. So because of the Dragonfire that she has, that she is going to try to burn the city just like the Mad King tried to, because he is the one that put them around the city. So I'm pretty sure if her trial she gets found guilty, I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen. Which leads to an interesting theory with Jaime. And the prophecy that was told to Cersei, she was told that her younger brother, or she would die at the hands of her younger brother. Now, a lot of people assume Tyrion is the younger one because he was born after, but Jaime is also the younger because he was born after Cersei. So my theory is that Jaime's gotten back River Run, so his mission is complete there. The only thing he needs to do now is just go back to King's Landing, especially for the trial, because since the trial is there, he's going to want to be there for Cersei, to try to protect her, do whatever he can. So what I'm thinking is going to happen is, just like Jaime killed the Mad King when he was trying to burn everybody and kill everybody in the city and no one lives, and he stabs him in the back and kills him, which is why he's called the Kingslayer, the Oathbreaker. So I think that when Cersei loses it and she goes crazy, that he is going to realize, hey, there is something wrong with her, and even though that he loves her, he can't see her be crazy, or he can't see her that way, and so he ultimately is going to be the one to kill her. And I really think that's going to happen. Now, so I ultimately think Dorne may attack King's Landing. I think that Jaime is going to be the one to kill Cersei. I'm kind of disappointed Clegane Boy happening. So now that trial by combat has been outlawed, so I'm kind of disappointed in that. I really wanted to see the Mountain and the Hound fight each other. So next thing we're going to talk about is going to be the Bastard Bowl 2016. So basically, we have Jon Snow, we have Sansa, we have Davos, we have the Wildlings, we have the Mormonts, or everybody from Bear Island. I think that's everyone that he has right now, unless he was able to pick up some other people that were not in the actual episode. Because I know he did say that they sent ravens, but they haven't gotten responses, or he hasn't gone to them to speak to them just yet. And then on the other side, you have the Boltons, the Costarks. I'm not sure who the other group is, and I apologize for that. Now this is the where it gets interesting. So a few episodes ago, we had what's his name? What the heck is his name? Baelish talk his son, stepson, whatever you want to call it, into helping the Starks after he was told that Sansa, or after Baelish um, tricked him, saying that Sansa was captured and she escaped, but they need their help, or that Sansa needed their help. So ultimately, I think that when the battle starts, and it ultimately looks like the Boltons are going to win, I think there's two possibilities. First, I'm going to talk about the most probable one, just because we've seen the scene. So ultimately, I think that Baelish and the people from his group are going to come and actually come and help the Starks, Jon Snow and Sansa, and ultimately defeat the Boltons. Just because a lot of people say that, well, like the Mormonts, they fight for 10 one is the same as 10 people from the mainland, and the same thing as far as the people from, what is it? Which one is it? The Vale. That's right. I was not. Yeah. So the Vale. They're told that they're great fighters. So there's a possibility that the group from the Vale is going to come and ultimately help Jon Snow, help them take back the North, and ultimately defeat the Boltons and take back Winterfell. That's the most likely scenario, just because the Vale is near Winterfell, and we've already seen that scene where Baelish tricks him into, well, not tricks him, but he talks him into fighting for the Starks, or to help the Starks, or in this case Sansa. So I think that's ultimately what's going to happen, and I'm really hoping to see Lady Stoneheart, which would be ultimately amazing. And there is one scene where Peter Baelish is actually in the snow, and he turns around, and I really want it to be Lady Stoneheart. That would be so awesome. That would be bad. That's the most likely scenario for Bastard Bowl 2016. With Jon Snow getting help from the Vale. Most likely scenario. Second scenario, which is really just kind of out there, just because it's something that I think would be cool, but I don't think would happen, but would be pretty awesome. All right, so Gendry has been missing since I think season 3, I believe, season 4, where he went on the boat, and he's been gone since then. So he's not been anywhere nearby, or been he's been mentioned a couple of times, but he's not actually been in the actual show. Now, this is really just kind of crazy, but it would be pretty awesome if. Oh, actually, let me go back real quick. So it would be pretty awesome if he somehow, even though he was technically supposed to leave Dragonstone, ends up coming back to Dragonstone, and he is a Baratheon. So technically, he would be the Lord of Dragonstone. Is that not right? So what if he were to actually, get the army, for some reason, go and go to last, where Stannis was at, to I guess to take revenge, or to whatever he wants to do, and actually go back to Winterfell and attack the Boltons. Really unlikely. This is just really just me just kind of thinking, gotten bored and just thinking of things that could happen. But that would be pretty cool too, though. He's been missing for a couple seasons now, so it'd be cool to see him back and ultimately fight, for Jon Snow, the Starks, and take, I guess that would be revenge, because he didn't really know Stannis. He didn't know it was his uncle and all that. So, pretty unlikely, but it'd be cool. Actually, there's a third scenario as well. So, Okay, so we found the Hound. He right now he's with the Brotherhood Without Banners. So it'd be pretty cool if the Brotherhood Without Banners. If you know the Lady Stoneheart story, is that the priest from the Brotherhood of Banners was the one who ultimately resurrected Catelyn Stark. So it could be a possibility that they know of her. They resurrected her, but they don't mention it so far because it's getting to that those final 2 episodes where they want to make it an awesome way to end the season. So it could be a possibility that the Brotherhood Without Banners is heading towards the Wall to fight. They know of the Walkers, they know of the ultimate war that's going to come, and so that's where they're headed, and that's why they told the Hound to join them, because he has a higher purpose, which they believe is to help destroy the Walkers. So what I'm thinking that could also happen at Winterfell is that the Brotherhood Without Banners, goes to, or it's heading towards the Wall. So they could come across Winterfell, and actually help Jon Snow and Sansa and Davos and everybody there to also defeat the Boltons. So there's 3 possible scenarios where Jon Snow's group could get reinforcements, because they are lacking a lot of men versus the Boltons and the Karstarks and everybody that's on that side. So you have the possibility of Lady Stoneheart and the Brotherhood Without Banners. Not likely, but would be pretty awesome. My very crazy theory that somehow Gendry is going to come and help them, which he hasn't been seen for the past couple seasons, so it'd be kind of crazy. I'm just talking out loud. Most likely, though, is going to be Peter Baelish and the people from the Vale, the warriors from the Vale, coming to help Jon Snow, Sansa, and ultimately taking back Winterfell, because Peter Baelish is all over the place. He's loyal to the Lannisters, and then he's trying to help the Starks, and so he is just all over the place as far as to really what's happening. So he basically plays by his rules as far as what he wants to do, and I mean he manipulates everybody into ultimately thinking his way, or trying to ultimately he's I guess wants to be the king or whatever, and so but that's going to be the most likely scenario, is Peter Baelish and the soldiers from the Vale are going to come and help Jon Snow defeat Ramsay and the Bolton forces. Second likely is the Lady Stoneheart and also the Brotherhood Without Banners, or even just the Brotherhood Without Banners. Not Lady Stoneheart isn't even mentioned anywhere in the show. I know she's in the books, but not in the show. Nothing's since season 3. Nothing's actually anything as far as Catelyn hasn't really been shown or anything. So could be cool, but probably won't happen either. And then my crazy theory about Gendry and him getting Baratheon forces and helping would be pretty cool, but not likely. But I'm just throwing that out there. So just a couple of theories that I've had. So ultimately, I think Cersei is going to try to burn down the city, and Jaime is going to see her as being crazy and kill her. Dorne may attack King's Landing at the time of the trial, before or after, because they haven't really been mentioned since episode 2, maybe 3, I think, of this season. And then Winterfell, the Vale comes and helps. The Brotherhood Without Banners may come and help, and then a crazy theory of Gendry coming and help. But I think that's what's going to happen. So let me know what y'all think. If y'all have any other theories, any other predictions of things that may happen, write it down in the comments, and we'll talk about it. So let me know, and then I'll post my reaction video later today. After my daughter goes to sleep, I'll be watching Game of Thrones, and then post my reaction video. So I'm really, really scared of actually watching it tonight, just because there's a possibility of Davos, Jon Snow, Sansa getting killed, captured, whatever. And I want to see this episode really bad, but I am scared to watch it just because of all the possibilities that could happen. And ultimately, some of our favorite characters are dying. If Ramsay dies, which I'm pretty sure everybody is hoping for, well, probably not everybody, there's some Ramsay supporters out there, that, a few percentage of y'all. He better not die off screen. That is one thing I can say. If he dies off screen, it would be a very bad way to kill him, just like the Blackfish. The Blackfish deserved to die on screen, fighting, taking down multiple men, and ultimately, going out a warrior's way. Not by Jaime asking for the Blackfish and then one of his lieutenants or sergeants telling him that he was killed. That was a very crappy way to kill off what could have been a very great character. He's been missing since season 3, and I really think his story should have been a lot better than the way they wrote it out to his death. That was a really crappy way to write the story and to ultimately having him get killed. That was crap writing. And this is from someone who just comes up with things, to make the story better, and ultimately that was a really crappy way for him to die. Ramsay better die on screen, a horrible, horrible death. If he, whatever happens, if he better die on screen. If it's slow and painful, would be best. If it's quick and merciful, probably wouldn't be as good. But ultimately, he better die on screen. Otherwise, this is going to be a really crappy way for him to die. I don't want to say crappy way for him to die, but ultimately, we deserve to see Jon Snow or Sansa kill him on screen in a very horrible way, just because of everything that he's done. He's got, he captured, and we didn't really capture, but he has the youngest Stark, and he captured the Wildling, or not captured, but he killed her. So he ultimately, and because of all the things that he did to Theon and to Sansa, he really deserves to die a horrible, horrible death on screen. That would be the best way for him to die. I'm really scared Jon, Sansa, or Davos will be killed. Most likely Davos. I'm afraid Jon Snow will die again. But I think if any of the three were to die, I think it would be Davos. I think his story arc has kind of completed its circle. He's I ultimately think his story has been a really great story. So I think he would be the one to die from that group, from that side of the battle. But let me know what y'all think. I may sound like a crazy person, so just write down in the comments. But just put whatever you want. We'll talk about it. And like I said, I'll post my reaction video later after I watch it, and we'll hopefully get a really good episode. Tonight we'll really get a really good episode, and ultimately, one more week and season 6 is over, and then we have to wait another year for season 7. So, hoping tonight and to next week's episode is going to be a really great episode. Let me know what you think. Thanks.